our specials today are tuna melt.
Just the coffee is fine.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandy, you're a fine girl and a good wife you'd be, but my life and my lover and my lady is my RV.
You are such an asshole.
Citizens say, Brandy, you're a fine girl, but a good wife you would be. The life, my lover, my lady, is my RV. Yeah. Such a fine girl.
I'm just gonna complain about women for about like 12 minutes. It's alright. It's not gonna be bad for me. It'll be terrible for some of you guys. You guys are gonna hate it. But I'm gonna try my best to make it alright.
Howdy folks, this video goes out to one gentleman in particular. This guy sent me a message about 6 weeks back and I was quite sure I was going to answer it, or if I was going to answer it with some sort of bullshit response. But it was a very heartfelt letter, and I'm going to take it to give the time consideration that it needed before, and I want to make sure I was in the right place in order to respond to this letter, and I feel like I'm there now. I'm going to call the gentleman Juan, because it was a private message. So Juan, I hope you know who you are. I don't want to call you out, so again, I'm going to protect your identity. So Juan writes, he actually wrote it in a private message. I just wanted to pull my big knife out. Alright. So Juan wrote me, Dear Luke, I love your channel. I'm going to do Juan as a sexy Mexican guy. I am a nomad like you. I have been boondocking since 2012. I live mainly around a town I will not name, again to protect the innocent, in a Class B. I am 26 years old. I work part-time as a chef. I find it very hard to meet women, or the women who might understand the way I live and that want to be with me. I am not as good-looking as you, or as in good of shape. Thank you. You mentioning how good-looking I am is why I've taken such time and consideration into answering your message. And fuck you, everyone else. He did actually write that. But how do you meet women? Are you able to keep a relationship where you live nomadically? You seem very happy. I like this life, but I am very lonely sometimes, and it seems in order to find someone, I have to pick between what I really want to do and being alone. Because the girls I meet don't seem to get my living situation after a while. I bring many into my van, and after a while they seem to hate it. That doesn't make sense. One, you're not able to meet anyone, and then you're bringing all kinds of women into your van. What do you mean after a while? Like after like 5-10 minutes? Are you getting weird in there? I don't know. Dating is really tough. Any advice? Please keep the videos coming. They are great. Juan, you are right. My videos are great. And thank you very much. That's some heavy shit, dude. Dating is tough. But first I would like to answer your question with a question. Why the fuck are you asking me?
I call this room the wood shop.
Oh, I pretend to know about women. I pretend to know a lot of things on these videos, but doesn't mean that I do. Also, pretending to be happy or seeming happy in YouTube videos doesn't necessarily translate to happiness in real life. I take comic license with a lot of things. I am happy. I'm a fairly happy person. I'm not like a crazy person, like, woo, like just fucking off the wall happy. I'm up and down like everybody else. That's normal, I think. But you asked me a question, and I will answer it as sincerely as I can. Just take in consideration the source. I don't know much about dating women. I also don't know a lot about surgery. I still do both, which is why my RV is covered in blood. You know what I'm saying? It's a terrible joke, and also the same punchline as another video, and I apologize for my comic laziness. However, I do know a lot about construction, and most of which I learned from making mistakes. So I made a lot of mistakes with women, So maybe that can also help you, Mr. Juan.
So yeah, so I'm trying to like learn all this shit I should have learned a long time ago about women in such a small amount of time in like a small space, like in my basement. Like I got some of them down there, like trying to study them, and mainly they just cry a lot. They're like, oh, I want to go home. Women, they're fucking whiny. I'll tell you that shit right now. Crazy women.
All right, Juany boy. In the last few years, I have hurt some women. I have been hurt by women. I have lied to women. They have lied to me. I have messed up some good relationships. I have stayed in bad ones too long. All of those things have had nothing to do with an RV. Whether I was in a big house, a little house, if I lived in a teepee, or an RV, they would all pretty much probably be the same issue. Also, I'm going to make the assumption that you're looking for a meaningful relationship. I'm not going to sit here and do a video about helping a dude get laid in his van. There's probably a lot of guys on the internet who will help you do that. I am just not one of those guys. Also, you mentioned before that you get women into your van and they lose interest. Why? Why are you bringing all these women back to your van? Are they all the one? Juan, you don't have to bring every woman into your van or try to sleep with any woman who might want to sleep with you. If you're looking for something of some substance, you might want to slow down on that, bringing her back to your van stuff. But you have to search your soul and know what it is you really want. Have you not been laid in a while? Are you just really horny? Balls have a funny way of getting you to make bad decisions.
Is there any dude in here, like, wishes he could take his balls off to when he actually needed to use them? Just like an amazingly small amount of his life that he actually needs those motherfuckers? Alright, hear me out, right? When I was younger, like, I was a kid, right? I was a lot smaller. And number one thing I remember, like, before my balls came online, like, I remember just, like, this clarity of vision I had. I knew what I wanted to do in the morning. Like, there's a mud puddle, I'm playing it, fine, perfect. And then, like, these balls came on. It was like you were a new computer, and all of a sudden you got all these programs you didn't know you needed. Then it's, like, buffering real slow. Like, all right, hear me out, right? I remember being in class, and then, like, there was, like, beautiful, there's this teacher named Mrs. Sharp. Beautiful woman, curvy, sexy. I never noticed any of that shit, right? She was writing on the board, then all of a sudden one day it's like my balls are like kicking in. All of a sudden I started noticing this body, and then like, long story short, I never learned how to read, is all I'm trying to say. Terrible thing.
I'm also not mocking you. I don't even know you. I just want to cover all the bases to be sure what it is. If you take matters into your own hand, so to speak, do you feel better or do you feel worse? Just trying to figure out what it is that's really bothering you. I am not a supporter of one-night stands for myself. I don't look down on them. It's just not my thing.
I'm not a one-night stand guy. I'm not judging anybody. Is anybody here on a one-night stand? Anybody here going to fuck the person they're with and never talk to them again? Yeah. All right, good. Thank Christ. No. But no, I'll say it's not my thing. I'm not here to judge anybody if you're into that. I'm saying, for me, it's weird. I feel like you're, like, jacking off with another person's body. Right. That, I don't want a stranger sleeping in my apartment. And, like, I got nice shit in there. I don't want something, like, I'm a heavy sleeper. I don't want her, like, walking around, like, rooting through my shit, like, going through all my important files and stuff. Walking over to my fish tank, like, fuck your goldfish. Sleep, you sleepy motherfucker.
Also, thank you for calling me attractive. I'm very vain, and that means a lot to me. However, I'd like to inform you, however sexy or sweet a piece of ass you think I am, that doesn't really have a lot to do with whether or not I get women. Or not get women. How do you know how much women I get? Do you see women in my RV when you watch these videos? Not usually. But I'll say this. Again, my being attractive or not being attractive might be on a woman's list, but it's probably usually about 5 or 6. Someone's hotness isn't number 1 like it typically is with dudes. Women have a list of priorities. Again, I'm generalizing for you, but a dude's hotness isn't usually toward the top. Usually it's like, is he nice? Does he make me laugh? Does he make me feel good about myself? Is he self-confident, motivated? You might think if you were ripped, it would help you. The only people that think like big muscles, typically, are other dudes. There's no more a homoerotic place in the world than a bunch of straight dudes in a gym. That's where I hear the gayest thing ever. Like, dude, did you see the cut on that guy? That guy's ripped. The way his abs, the way they kind of go down to the glory land of this penis. I'm going to try to start doing that workout too. It's a weird place. It's a weird place, the old gym. And I know a lot of the misconception is that a lot of people think, oh, chicks are in the dudes with money. And maybe some are, I guess, but they're not. Those, you might put them out of your mind if you're a van man. You might not worry about all that. But I think usually it is they're just looking for someone who was motivated and driven. And some dudes are driven to get money, I guess. I'm saying I had a friend who was fat, bald, lived with his parents, and he was knocking down more booty than I had ever seen. And it had nothing to do with what he looked like. He was just a nice guy. He was funny. He believed in himself, and he was chasing his art form passionately. And women seemed to appeal to that. So yeah, so get all that other shit out of your head. So if everything else is in order, you living in a van is not the problem. But I will address it. What does your van look like? Does it look like shit? Is it a dirty van? Are you a dirty person? Do you look like a dirty van man? Again, I don't know you. I just want to cover this. Do you clip your fingernails? Do you brush your teeth? What do you look like? Do you look like the kind of creepy old van guy? If so, you might want to address that. I keep my RV clean. I clean it daily. I keep 20 minutes in the morning unless I'm working on a project. It's clean. Not because I'm trying to get chicks in here, because I have self-respect and I like living in a clean place. And I have pride in myself and my home. I think that's an appealing thing for some people. The right kind of people. Unless you're a teenager, most people aren't going to be attracted to some dirty bastard. So clean your shit up. And again, a lot of people can say it's metrosexual or say what they want to, but take care of yourself. I know I don't take necessarily a whole lot of care in my appearance, but see, it's part of my ear. I got to trim that about every 2 days. Otherwise, it's like I got like a little sprout coming out there and growing around the outside there. I address those things. See, my beard hair, my facial hair, would naturally come all the way up here and back down. I deal with that. I don't want that sort of... I'm not into stereotype or generalizing people. I don't think people should be on lists, like maybe Mr. Trump said. But if you did see a Muslim guy and his beard hair came all the way up to here, he's probably in the Taliban. He should be on a list. A white guy's got his facial hair up to there. He should be on a list too. He's probably something wrong with that guy. I'm just saying address your shit. I know it sounds silly, but I had to dump a girl because she kept throwing the towels on the bathroom floor. She'd take a shower and just put them on the bathroom floor. And I know you're looking for a relationship and you're thinking like, oh, this guy's tossing women out left and right based on some bullshit like towels. Who the hell are you, Mr. Richie Rich with the women? You can toss them out by towel usage? No. She's in her 30s. Either one, she doesn't yet know that towels need to be hung up in order to dry, or two, she just shows complete lack of respect for my stuff. Are you looking for just a chick to hang out with, or are you looking for some long-term thing? And that disrespect of towels shows me she is not long-term woman or material. I'd put up with that maybe she was like 22, but not 32. Give me a break. Again, I'm going to make another assumption of you based on the fact that I know you live in a van. You live in a van by choice. So it tells me that you don't compromise, or you're trying not to compromise, on the things you want to get out of life. So hopefully you're not doing that with women either. Stop bringing all these women back to your van. They can't all be the one. You are living a harder lifestyle because there's things you want to get out of life. Apply that same mentality to your search for a soulmate, I guess. I always see these stupid Facebook memes by women where it says, if you can't handle me at my worst, you can't have me at my best. Number one, Marilyn Monroe said that, and yeah, that's fine for her. You're not Marilyn Monroe. Two, I do kind of like it because it shows this sort of culture among women that you got to hold men to a certain standard to appreciate them, not just are they hot, which seems to be what dudes do. So yes, do that same thing for yourself. Have that sort of mentality that you are this and you want this out of life and this is who you are, this is my fucking van, and I want a woman in my life, but she needs to accept the things that are here, these things. You being, as long as you're not a dickhead and you're all these other sort of stuff, those aspects of you are just parts that she will probably like, or at least accept if the other things are in order. Also, I'm not going to feed you this shit about how you got to love yourself first and be your own best friend and be completely content till you go out and start looking for somebody. Because if you were, why would you ever go out and start looking for somebody? It doesn't make any sense. When you fall for somebody, it messes up your whole business. If you were totally content with yourself, All I'm trying to say is you need to find what makes you tick and what you're into before you go. You won't have to go looking for somebody else. I'm saying, you said you're a chef. Do you like being a chef? Are you passionate about food? Is that your thing? Like me, I'm in the comedy. I like comedy. I do comedy. I think about it a lot. I go to perform a lot. I go to shows a lot. And by virtue of that, I meet people that are into that, whether they're friends or potential chicks in my life. We'll have a shared passion. Does that mean everybody? And I try to do comedy that is true to me and that it'd be as honest as possible, so that'll draw out the right kind of people. Doesn't mean any chick that's like, oh, I liked your set, doesn't mean I got to bring them back to my van, like you, apparently. Creepy old van Juan.
She's another comedian. She's first time I saw her, like she was in this promoter's face, like fucking like he fucked her out of some money, and she's like big vein on her head, like just a real bitch, right? That's the kind of woman I like. I just like them fucking mean and nasty, just fucking screaming shit. I like that shit. She's big into like women's issues, like she wrote blogs and shit about bad things happening to women. I like that. Some people aren't into those kind of women. Some people like the kind of women they can teach to do tricks and go fetch things and shit. That's fine. A lot of people don't like feminist women. I dig it. I don't understand. If you ask a chick, you into that kind of stuff, and she's like, no, I don't like any of that. That'd be weird. That'd be like a black dude that's like, I'm not really into civil rights, so I don't really pay any attention to any of that kind of shit. Not really my thing. Muslim guys like, you know what, I don't care if they think we're all terrorists. It's not really my problem. I'm really like, it's weird to me. So I'm saying you don't have to agree with it, but I'm just saying, if you meet a chick that's like, I'm not into that, it's just fucking weird. To me. But she was real into the shit, right? And she was always trying to like bring me up to like a higher plane of knowledge. Which got fucking annoying after a while. Because she always thought, like, I always thought, man, I'm kind of a dumb guy anyway, so I could learn some things. I'm from a stupid place like Kentucky, right? And she's from a real sophisticated place like Swansea. So she was always trying to bring me to another place, right? And we go to these gigs, right? And it's funny, she'd always be bitching about, like, I'm not moving up in the comedy industry because I'm a woman, and this industry's sexist. I was like, you know what, I'm not moving up either. And she's like, well, that's because you don't take any of my feedback. I was like, all right, so let me get this shit straight. You're not moving up because you're a woman, and I'm not moving up because I'm shit. Right? Is that right? Essentially, I broke up with her because she's not funny, and I couldn't keep lying to her after every gig. That's the thing about dating a comic. You got to be at least a little bit okay, otherwise you got to lie. There's got to have a relationship built on trust. Or tell her she's shit every night, and either way, it's not good.
I'm just saying is you focus on the shit that you want to do, the shit in life that's important to you, and you'll end up surrounding yourself with people that share that same passion, and it'll usually work itself out. I don't know if any of these was helpful to you. I hope it was. I know it's near Christmas time. It's a very hard time to be alone. That can't be easy. But you're 26. Take it easy, man. And again, this might just be cliche bullshit, but I think it's there for a reason. Find something that you're passionate about and chase it. Be into that. Everything else will work itself out. Eventually, they'll come to you. If you're truly focused on what you're into, you're not going to be upset and worry about the other stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I'm not Dr. Phil, but I hope that helps you, and I hope you get through. However, I would like to say I noticed that you asked me that question, but you've also aren't a subscriber. This is a lot of work for a non-subscriber, so you better click that button. That's one thing, very least. Women don't like a selfish man. Don't be a selfish lover, Juan. Return the love. But really, yeah, after a while, send me another message. Let me know how things are going. And I hope this helped in some sort of way. And good luck with that Class B. And you take it easy. Port on a western bay, and it serves 100 ships a day, and sailors pass the time away and talk about their homes. This girl in that harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. Just brandy, fetch another round. Serves them whiskey and wine,
Sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine wife, lass, could steal the sailor from his RV.